welcome you to the 2010 Convocation of the James E. Rogers College of Law in this, our 95th year of continuous operation. As the 2L Student of the Year and Jansen Theodore Vogt, please welcome, or join me in welcoming Leah and Ted.
Welcome to the commencement ceremony of the class of 2010. It is such an honor to serve today as one of your class speakers. You know, Dean Jordan Curtis told us that we were running a little bit behind schedule today, and I thought she said she was going to be putting a stopwatch up here to help us be mindful of our remarks and the length of them. But I see that she did tape a calendar up here to try to help Dean Poneroff stay on schedule. So I know that many of you have other places to be and other celebrations to be at, so I will be brief. You know, I really struggled for the longest time with what to talk about and what not to talk about. But I feel that I have no choice but to address this one head on, now that it has been splashed all over the internet. Some of you in the audience, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need only to log on to abovethelaw.com to get the entire unseemly story. Of course, I'm referring to the fact that the Rogers College of Law has been ranked the #1 party law school for 2010. As in all things that really matter, we have once again surpassed ASU quite handily. And really, after an honor like that, what does one say at a law school graduation? Today is not about one individual. It is about the class of 2010, the unique journey that we've had the great good fortune to take together, and the incredible accomplishment that we celebrate here together, graduating from law school. In this room alone, we have scholars from Harvard, NYU, Dartmouth, Emory, the U of A, and yes, some unfortunate few from that school just up the road from us. We have faculty members who have made appearances on The Daily Show and 60 Minutes. But most importantly, we have the families and friends that have stood by us and supported us from start to finish. So please give them a round of applause. This hall today is truly filled with greatness and a great community. And that is what we, the class of 2010, have spent the last 3 years becoming a community. Individually, we are former teachers, former military officers, former bankers, former columnists, former athletes and former artists, and so much more. And individually, we were drawn to law school because we believe that through the rule of law and our legal system, we can actually improve the lives of others. And we were drawn here to the Rogers School of Law, specifically because we found a dynamic and vibrant community through which we could learn the law. Law school took us from our individual experiences and forced us together. It forced us into small sections that became our law school family, and it forced us into an art building our 1L year with all the creature comforts of a backyard shed. Individually, we are good, but together we have become great. Just look at all that we've accomplished. Collectively, we are a very passionate group, but that passion stems from our individual experiences. Some of us chose to serve in the mini clinics from the Child and Family Law Clinic to the Arizona Justice Project. Others served as campus leaders in such clubs and organizations as the Student Bar Association, the Law Women's Association, the Native American Law Students Association, the Federalist Society, and so on. Many of you worked part-time, and some of you worked full-time while maintaining a full class schedule. And for some, your days didn't end at the law school, nor even when you got home, as you set about taking care of your families. And I admire you all. But the one thing that law school does not force upon us is how to think, which may be the genius of the entire law school experience. You see, while law school brings us together in community, it also encourages us to think independently. In the last 3 years, we've been trained to examine issues from all points of view, and maybe even discover some new ways to view the world, and to reach what we believe is the appropriate conclusion, and then to stand up for our point of view passionately, but respectfully. I respect my classmates that have walked out today. I respect those who are wearing ribbons and, in some case, antennae. And I respect those who have chosen to do neither. It is our ability to think independently and actively debate that makes the Rogers College of Law such an incredibly unique place. Our professors never taught us to think the same way. Dean Massaro taught us in Con Law 2 that the appropriate remedy for ideas with which we disagree is more speech, not less. While Professor Orbach taught us law through an economic perspective, examining the negative and positive externalities our actions have upon society. And when any of you have an idea of what that means, we will all be wiser for it. We have been given the tools to further engage with and to actively debate one another. And over the last 3 years, and especially over these last 3 weeks, we have had ample opportunity to employ those skills. But what has so impressed me with my fellow classmates is the thoughtful and respectful way in which you have done so. As future lawyers, advocates, and yes, legislators, we are called to passionately represent our side. But we know from painful experience of brief after brief after brief after brief that law is an iterative process. So while we are called to represent our side with great passion, we are also called to be willing and able to go back to the table, even after a profound disagreement, to listen to the other side and to continually work to find common ground. Those that we will represent deserve no less from us as their advocates. And the class of 2010 has already shown that we can do this. And that should be a great source of hope for us, for the faculty who have spent the last 3 years teaching us, for our families, and dare I say, our country. I am so very honored and very proud to stand with all of you as your classmate, and I look forward to working with you in the future as colleagues. So to the class of 2010, congratulations and thank you.